If you're looking to decorate your place for Christmas, then this Redstone tutorial is for you. It uses a small amount of resources and produces minimal lag when used in a multiplayer setting. What's up, agents? Zero here. Welcome back to another Minecraft Redstone video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this set of Christmas lights. Now, before I go ahead and get any further into this video, I just want to mention I did not come up with this design. This was actually created by a YouTuber known as Redstone Jazz, and his tutorials back during the early days of Java Minecraft. I don't even know if Pocket Edition was actually a thing back then. So yeah, this was not designed by me, but if you want to take a look at his tutorial, there will be a link down in the description to his video if you want to check out. Now, if we go ahead and take a look inside, as you can tell, I've just decorated the inside of it, and it doesn't really affect the redstone up top at all. And something else that I want to go ahead and mention is that you technically have a false ceiling on this, so the redstone is actually technically sitting on top of the ceiling right here, so your building is actually looks taller than it actually is on the inside. That is one thing to be aware about, and it's actually super simple to build. You're using like very minimal resources, as I already mentioned. Now this can be built pretty much any size you want, so the amount of resources that you're going to end up needing will be different depending on the size of your build. But still, it doesn't use very many of them at all, so let's go ahead and build this. Now, this tutorial is actually going to end up being structured a little bit differently than how I normally do it, because normally I like to have a definite spacing for the tutorial, as well as down the chest have a definite amount of materials for the build. However, as I mentioned, depending on the size of your build, the amount of resources you are going to end up needing is going to be different for you. One thing to go ahead and mention is that you're going to want to make sure that whatever you're working with, you have an odd number of spaces. So right here I have a 7x7, and just to mention, this is, even though this is a 7x7, I'm only going to be able to put the torches along the front of the house. I will be showing you guys how you can put torches along all four sides of your house a little bit later on. It's actually over there. I'll show you that a little bit later, but for the purposes of this tutorial, you can only put it on the front of your house. And in case you guys were curious, I don't really have anything inside here. It's just for decoration. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Inside this chest we have ourselves building blocks. You're going to need stairs, slabs, redstone dust. You're going to need exactly 2 repeaters. You're also going to need redstone torches. Now, as far as the block of redstone is concerned, this is not part of the build. However, the only reason I have this in here is because I actually technically use this as part of the way to start up the circuit. You guys are going to see exactly what I mean when we get here. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and take whatever house you have and go ahead and build a ring around the outside, just like this. So it covers all of your sides. Now, if you're doing this so it covers all 4 sides, you're going to have to do this regardless. But this is actually to kind of make it look uniform. Now what you want to go ahead and do, take out your redstone torches, go ahead and place them along just like this. Go ahead and come to the inside of your little bit of a lip and go ahead and place repeaters down just like this, so that there's a space in between each of them. Go ahead and place down redstone dust just like that. Now come to where your center repeater is and go ahead and place a repeater facing towards it. Go ahead and set it to 4 ticks. Go up to one side of it. It doesn't really matter which side you do. Go ahead and go to one side and place in a repeater facing the other way. Set that to 4 ticks as well. Go ahead and take whatever side you went off of. Go ahead and place a block so that the repeater is facing directly into it. Go ahead and place a block off to this side as well. And then what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and build up a block just like this, and do the same thing on the other side. Now what you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and make a ring around the entire edge. So you're basically having 2 rings going around the outside. Now, technically, it doesn't matter if you have it out the back because, well, you're not having your redstone out the back, but if you have it big enough and you have it so that you have torches all the way around, then you should be able to, then you need to have the ring regardless. So now what you want to do is go ahead and set up your redstone. Go ahead and place redstone dust up like this, and place them up just like that. Now what you want to do is go ahead and set up redstone dust just like this. So put a line all the way across just like this. Make sure you space them out evenly like this so there's a gap. Go ahead and place 2 redstone dust out the side just like this. Then go ahead and place repeaters over here. Place 1 repeater here, 1 repeater here. Go ahead and leave them at 1 tick. The same with all the ones down here. Leave them at 1 tick. That way they'll all have the same delay. Go ahead and connect them up with redstone. And that's pretty much all the wiring done. Now the only thing you have left to do is actually go ahead and start the circuit up. And this is where this block of redstone actually comes into play. So what I actually end up doing is place down a block of redstone. Go ahead and place a redstone torch off the side of it. And that'll start the clock off just like that. And if we go ahead, come look out the front, as you can tell, our Christmas lights are now alternating. Now let me go ahead and explain this. So a block of redstone is considered as a power source, and your redstone torch is considered as a power source. When you place the redstone torch on the side of the redstone block, it will stay on for a short amount of time. Then the power from the redstone block will invert it, thus turning it off. That's the reason why it works the way it does. That's why it's so effective to use a redstone block and a redstone torch to start these kind of things. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and cover this up so basically you can't see any of the redstone. So go ahead and place stairs. This is the best way to go ahead and hide up the redstone. So place stairs along the top just like this. I'm not going to go all the way around, but at least you guys will get an idea of what to do. Then you do the exact same thing up here and go ahead and place them down just like this. So I'm only going to do, as I mentioned, one side, but at least you guys get the idea. I don't want that upside down, but at least you guys understand what I'm trying to do. So let me go ahead and just make sure these are corners just so you guys get the idea. And on this side, and then go ahead and take your slabs, place them directly on top of the redstone, and this will basically cover everything up so that you don't see anything. Now, one thing I would highly recommend that I did not actually end up grabbing before I started this video is actually getting like maybe a torch or 2 and place down on the inside of this place so that mobs can't actually spawn in here, although admittedly sometimes the redstone materials can produce enough light to prevent them from happening regardless. But as you can tell, it looks fairly nice from the outside. You can't see any of the redstone flashing, and you can still obviously use the inside of your house regardless, even though it's smaller on the inside than it technically looks on the outside. But that's just one thing you're going to have to deal with. But yeah, that's the entire circuit all completely done. Now over here I have the circuit rebuilt just so you guys have a little bit of a better understanding of what's going on. So this is what the circuit actually looks like fully exposed, and this is technically a 7x7, even though there's only torches on one side. So this is technically what it looks like, and this is just basically how it works. It's actually very simple to understand. Now here is what it looks like if you have torches on every side. The only differences that you're going to need to make is that these corner blocks are actually not going to have torches on the sides of them. That's just not possible with the way the redstone works. And also, the repeaters are not directly in the corners. You're actually leaving the corner spaces empty, so you place the repeaters to either side of the corner. So as you can tell, there's a gap right here, as I mentioned, and still what you need to do is go ahead and alternate, place a ring of redstone behind the repeaters, and then place an entire ring of redstone along the entire upper lip. And other than that, it works exactly the same. So let me go ahead and start this circuit up just so you guys at least get what I mean. It at least works the exact same as it's supposed to, and as you can tell, it's obviously flashing back and forth, and it looks kind of nice from the outside. If we had this on an actual house, it would actually look good. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but this is actually an 11 by 11, and I haven't tested anything bigger, but I do recommend that you at least use an odd number, like I said earlier, because that'll make setting up the circuitry a whole heck of a lot easier. And also, you want to make sure that the repeaters up here and all the repeaters down here in the ring are all set to 1 tick. I already mentioned this earlier, but the reason why we're doing that is so that they have the exact same delay regardless. So that way they're on and off at the exact same time. Now, there will be a world download in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check this out for yourself, but that's actually going to have to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. One more, make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.